And I was just writing about my new thing for next week's Gut Food newsletter, jovial, grain free cassava pasta. So read more about that next week. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you today about artificial sweeteners, also called non nutritive sweeteners. And there was an amazing study, and it's in my research deets section of my Gut Food newsletter. And the link is below. So please check it out. But this blew me away because the reason why it blew me away was because most research studies around food or food chemicals, which, these non nutritive sweeteners are mostly chemicals, is really inconclusive because you can't take a pill and see what the results are just from the one pill because there's so much going on when you're dealing with food or you're dealing with stuff that you put in food. But this was an amazing, amazing study. I wanted to share it with you. And by the way, I'm going to be sharing studies every week in my Gut Food newsletter. So please do yourself a favor, go to healyourhealthnow.com/newsletters, or if you go to my homepage, healyourhealthnow.com, yeah, it's a mouthful, isn't it? Basically, on the top of on the menu on the top, is the newsletters link, and I'll take you there too. And you can see all the newsletters that are I printed. There's only 2 so far, but we're going for it. So this was a very interesting study because it actually proved that one thing caused another. And let me explain. It was a study in the journal Cell, a very highly regarded peer-reviewed journal, called Personalized Microbiome Driven Effects of Non-Nutritive Sweeteners on Human Glucose Tolerance. A big mouthful. But what that really means is that the non-nutritive sweeteners or the artificial sweeteners changed your gut so badly that it caused glucose intolerance, and also called metabolic syndrome. If your doctor has ever told you you have metabolic syndrome, and metabolic syndrome is a condition where you usually have a couple of of what I'm going to tell you. High blood pressure. You have too much fat around your middle, overweight, high blood sugars, or diabetes, or looking at diabetes, and a couple of other parameters. All right. And it causes this glucose intolerance, or the inability to use sugar in your blood, causes that. All right. It causes weight gain, causes a whole bunch of things. So, and it's a precursor. Most people who have metabolic syndrome, or many people, end up with type 2 diabetes. So, yeah. So it's overweight and more weight around your stomach. All right. And so this was very interesting. So they did this study with sucralose, hello, Splenda, saccharin, um, um, aspartame, which is NutraSweet, and Splenda, which is not Splenda, I'm sorry, stevia, which is actually my sweetener of choice, that I really like stevia. So I did it with all 4. That was kind of amazing. Okay. So they tested it. Okay. Um, they tested it in humans. Okay. And then they transplanted the feces, you know what I'm talking about, the poop of the people who ate those different things into mice, and it's had the same result. That's why I'm saying this is a very powerful study, because it was not only caused the same thing in humans, it caused the same thing in mice. So really, amazing. And they probably will be doing more of these well constructed studies in the future, because that's kind of mind blowing to me. Because it's really saying that Splenda and saccharin cause glucose intolerance. Hello, fat. Hello, weight gain. That's just amazing. It's amazing that a food chemical study can show causation, not just correlation. Correlation is usually like, well, this happened, so it may cause this, but maybe not, and it may just be something else. No. Um, and the cool thing that I liked about this study too was it didn't show that aspartame or stevia cause glucose intolerance. But we know aspartame has lots and lots of studies about the fact that it causes cancer, among other things. Many nasty side effects with aspartame. On the other hand, they haven't figured out what to do with stevia. It seems really safe because really it's an herb. It's an herb that I used way back when, before it was approved as a sweetener, and then it got approved as a sweetener, and I'm still using it. And to my knowledge, there's never been a study that shows it's harmful, which is a good thing. So it's my sweetener of choice if I'm using an artificial sweetener. Um, so, in other words, glucose intolerance can give you diabetes, metabolic syndrome, which I described, which is a bunch of things: fat around your middle, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, other intolerances, and it eventually can lead to diabetes. And, in other words, it'll make you fat, mama and daddy. So, think twice when you're using artificial sweeteners, and I would really recommend stevia. I have no affiliation with any stevia company, but I've been using it for years and I love it. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to talk about a supplement that I think is one of the top ones for gut healing, and it's called glutamine, and we'll get you tomorrow. And so please go read the whole gut food newsletter. The link is below. Next week we're talking about this among lots of other things. Okay, good gut queen Jill signing off.